Hi, in this video we're going to talk about how you can bounce your last check. Now for a lot of Canadians, they want to focus on a certain amount of estate value. They might want to pass that on to children or to charity. But we also get the question quite often like, how do I bounce the last check? What comes next is just a snippet from one of the webinars that we've done just recently. This webinar focused on retirement spending and retirement success rate. In this snippet, somebody had asked about, how do I bounce the last check? How do I model that out? How do I plan for bouncing the last check? We just talk a little bit about what that means if you're trying to bounce the last check, how to do that, how to maybe think about retirement spending, and how to be adaptable depending on the investment returns and inflation rates that you might experience. I think everybody has a different tolerance for what that means. Maybe for Dave and Bonnie, that means that they're eating into all of their financial assets, but they want to keep their home. They want to pass that on. Maybe it's a family home, farm, whatever that is. And so maybe they want to pass that on in their estate. You might be comfortable tapping into that home equity. We often talk with clients and they say, well, you know what, I'm fine to take out a HELOC for 200, 300,000, convert to a reverse mortgage. That could allow you to be more aggressive with spending in early and mid-retirement. I think the nice thing about success rate is that we can have a bit of a gauge of what it means to bounce that final check. So if you want to, if you're kind of in that first or second year of retirement, and again, if we're locking in some good investment returns, you can comfortably spend more knowing that you can then aim for that bouncing that last check. If you're in these lower lines, we probably want to be careful because again, we don't want to bounce that check at 73. That's going to put us into a very difficult position for the rest of retirement. So we want to use this as a gauge every year that we lock in a year of investment returns, whether good or bad. We are sort of deciding which path we're on here. So yeah, I would say it needs to be fairly variable. But as Chris pointed out, I love the idea of having that base level of spending, 70 grand a year, where we can say, Bonnie and Dave, you can spend that amount no matter what and be safe. And if you get some good or better than average investment returns, lower than average inflation rates, we can really push up that spending by quite a bit more, up to 94,000 a year, and quote unquote bounce that last check. So yeah, nice idea. Very difficult to execute in practice unless we're tracking against these sort of different paths as you go forward. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to watch the entire webinar, I'll include a link in the description for this video so that you can watch that. If you want to use Advice to build your own retirement decumulation plan, you can. Advice is a platform that I use as a certified financial planner, advice-only planner, to work one-on-one with my clients when building a detailed retirement plan in my advice-only planning practice. But you can also access it directly for just $9 a month. Now, when you build a retirement plan on Advice, you get access to the instructional videos, you get access to the community for support, you can post anonymous questions, and you get access to the 2 webinars that we do every month, one around case study retirement planning, one just a general Q&A where you can ask questions. So if you want to build a detailed retirement plan, if you want to build a plan like we just were looking at on Advice, I would definitely highly recommend signing up. It's just $9 a month. It's definitely worth it if you're approaching retirement. Thanks for watching.